Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a look at a foot pedal that flips up out of the way when you're hitting the gnar. Stick around. So have you ever stabbed the main artery of your bike before?
Don't you stick that knife in your leg.
Alright, so maybe not that drastic, but you might have put the foot pedal through the case before and caused it to leak oil out all over the trail. How do you prevent something like that? Well, we've got this pretty cool foot pedal from the ride shop that we're going to check out. Alright, so you guys are hitting a bunch of rocks, a bunch of boulder fields. Dump your bike over, a big rock hits your brake pedal, and it pushes that pedal into the case. And that case is pretty thin. It's easy to punch a hole in it. I've done it a couple of times with just a brake lever. So far, once I put this trail jammer case saver on, it has fixed that issue. I had a really bad one happen, and it kind of dug into the side of the case. And luckily I had that trail jammer on there, but if I didn't, I would definitely have put a hole through there. The next step of reinforcement that we're going to add to prevent leaking oil out on the trail and cracking your case, new innovative product from the ride shop. And it's a brake pedal that flips up. You've seen the Tusk one that kind of flips side to side. It's just so easy to snap off. I've snapped off a couple of them. We're gonna run this pedal, and why I like this pedal is the shape of it. The design of this pedal is like, it's angled here, so if a rock hits this, it's gonna slide under, and it's gonna push this pedal up. And instead of pushing pressure on this, which is flexible, pushing it into the case, it's gonna take out some of that. It's almost like suspension for your foot pedal. There's two holes here, and it's adjustable. It fits different type of pedals, but this is just a stock 19. I put it on the 17 before, and you just take these two bolts out and plop it on there, and you're good to go. But let's kind of inspect some of this damage here on this trail jammer. So you can see here that I've snapped this foot pedal. Here, this used to be rounded, but that's broken off now. More aerodynamics, that's my buddy Chris. And what happened is, put this big old gash in there, but it also kind of snapped it down here. I don't know if you can see that. If I didn't have that trail jammer on there, I would definitely have cracked that case. So where this snapped off was, I was out riding with my buddy Nick Pooch in a really gnarly boulder field, and kind of looked like that boulder field that Tracy Long always rides, Titty City, where there's just huge chunks, but there's like really deep holes that you have to avoid. And these boulders were they're just a little bit too, they're almost a little bit too small where they need to be a little bit bigger, because you would just you would just dive into them and just get stuck, and you'd have to like pick your back end up, and you'd have to throw it, throw that back end over. It wasn't as much technical as it was moving your bike around, but when I got through, I noticed that I had snapped this brake pedal off, and I had to bend it back with some vice grips because it was all like bent down, and this piece was already snapped off. Trail jammer saved my case, luckily, so I was glad to have that on there. And we were able to keep riding because, it was just a little bit of a bent part that we had to fix. So always happy to keep shredding on and not have to turn around and go back to the truck. That's what upgrading all these parts is all about, is just to keep going farther and stay out on the trail longer, and just, keep hitting the hard stuff. That's what it's all about. So, we keep trying to find good parts to keep us going, essentially. That's the kind of thing that I like to keep in the Trailbound store. Any like small companies putting out cool parts, as well as the stuff that we're making. I like supplying that sort of thing. Things that we've tested, things that we think are good. We're gonna replace this brake pedal with this ride shop pedal. And I have ridden this pedal before. You guys have probably seen on Instagram that I had the silver version of this, and there was no pins on it. And I love the pedal for the feature of it folding up and not putting pressure on my case. But I told them that I needed more grip when I'm riding the muddy stuff. So they added these little Allen pins on there, and I think it's gonna be a much better product with this on there. So I'm looking forward to trying it with this. and run it on this bike for another couple 100 hours, just like that last one. So yeah, we'll just mount this up. There's a slot in it, so it fits different types of bikes, and you've got a little bit of adjustment there too. For guys that have bigger feet or smaller feet, you can put it forward or backwards, which is cool. So I'm gonna get it slightly tight. I'm gonna jump on here. That way I can be closer to the balls of my feet and be able to jump on there if it's closer here. So that's all it takes for installation. So now when a rock hits that, it's just gonna bend up and not put as much pressure at dinging it into the frame. But I'm kind of looking at this corner and I'm thinking it's a little bit sharp there. There's just this kind of more square edge, and I'm just gonna round that up a bit and just kind of clean it up. My shop is kind of a mess right now. It's I've been routing out these chainsaw racks. As you can see here, I've got this all set up. Got my router, and this is kind of the finished product, chainsaw rack. And yeah, so I cut all these out myself with the template that I created, and I just use this router. So yeah, American made. Now you can see that's more rounded, whereas the bottom is this square. So you can see here, it's rounded up right there. So if a rock comes in, it's gonna just get this out of the way instead of pushing pressure into the case. All right guys, I hope you like checking out this cool foot pedal design. I know I ran the last one for a couple 100 hours, and I'm looking forward to running this new one with the sharp pins for just as long. We're always looking for cool, well-made products that serve this hard enduro type of riding. So we've got a couple of these in the store if you want to check them out at shop.trailbound.co. So I'd be curious to hear what you guys think of this foot pedal design, and if you have any other good solutions on how to prevent putting the pedal through your case. I'll be posting photos of this pedal as it gets more patina on it on our Instagram at trailbound.co. So check us out on there, and as always, we'll see you out on the trail.